Okay. Hello, passengers and crew members, and welcome to the first day of Inktober. Hooray, it's Halloween month! Yay! So excited! I love Halloween. I wish we could just like get rid of Thanksgiving and just have a second Halloween. That would be great. I hate Thanksgiving. Today, I'm going to do the first prompt for Inktober. Wow, yes. Thanks for explaining. It has been a while since I've seen you. I was going to do sort of videos for Mermaid, but then a lot of stuff happened and I wasn't able to really do much besides try to keep up with my Revolution Tale comic, which is always first priority. I feel like I have a responsibility? I guess, a responsibility to you guys to get that going, since I feel like that's the reason most of you are here, and I don't want to just poof, But for this month, what I'm going to try to do is actually complete Inktober. This is my third Inktober, and I have yet to actually complete an Inktober. I'm going to try to finish this one. I'm going to post videos as I feel up to it. That's what I'm going to do. I hope you guys come along on the journey with me. So how I'm going to do Inktober is I have my little jar here of all of my things. I'm going to mostly try to stick to using these because for my Inktober what I want to practice doing is line art and not so much painting with ink, So these are what I'm going to stick to. Every once in a while, I might use some of these Copics. They're just gray. And also, in my little cup here, I have some paintbrushes because I bought actual ink this year. I've never used loose ink like this. Well, actually, I did once in art class, but not for a very long time now have I used loose ink like this. So I'm excited to try that out. Maybe I'll do it once or twice, not too much, because like I said, I want to focus on learning how to ink, and I have paintbrushes because I don't have a fountain pen, and I'm going to use paintbrushes because I hate myself. So there's that. And for the actual sketch process, what I did and what I'm going to do is draw it out on the computer, print it out, and then transfer it into my sketchbook so that I have a sketch all ready to be inked and looking just pretty much the way I want it to look. And if you think that this is cheating, don't at me. This is how I'm doing it. I need to practice my line work, not my how to draw work. Well, I do need to practice that too, but that's not what this challenge is about. So, anyway, let's go on over. I'm gonna go into a speed draw now and let future voiceover me take over the narration. Hey, it is I, future voiceover me, coming at you with the information about the ink drawing. I'm never going to talk like that again. That was obnoxious. Sorry. Prompt number 1 was ring. I am going by the official prompt list on the website, by the way, to the Inktober.com prompt. Yes. So on the prompt list, the number 1 prompt is ring, and like many people, I'm going to assume the very first thing they thought of was ring, like a wedding ring, but then I really didn't want to do that because that sounded boring, so I thought for a little bit, and the second thing that came to mind was ring, like on the phone, so that's what I decided to go with. Ring, 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 banana phone. Boop, 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 boop. And for this year, usually for Inktober, I do a theme. The first year I did monster children, and last year I did witches. And this year I'm going to do a sort of an ongoing story with my 3 characters that I have, and I'm introducing them here in the first prompt. Hold on a second, I have to go help my mom pick up her car from the car place. Okay, I am back. Let's go. And the sort of main character is my Grim Reaper, my interpretation of the Grim Reaper. His name is Critanta, or Crit for short, and he's the Grim Reaper. He goes around and he collects the souls of the dead with a bug net. He catches them in a bug net. And then there is his girlfriend Deirdre, who very, very sad, very, very dramatic backstory, fell in love with Crit, and fate said that they couldn't be together, so she killed herself so that she could be a ghost and haunt him. So she is a ghost. And then Hallie the Hellhound, who is a black Italian greyhound and is just the dumbest dog ever, and I love her so much, and I will protect her with my life. Throughout this Inktober, we will be following Death, and sometimes Deirdre and sometimes Hallie will also be showing up in the images, just depending on how I want to set things up. But mostly we will be following Death through his I don't want to say day, just while he's working and going and collecting souls. And to start us off in this first prompt, he is getting a text from Mother Fate telling him to get to walk, and he's being a grump about it. There's someone using like a band saw or something outside. I wonder if that's getting picked up in the recording. So let's talk about inking a little bit now that we have the whole explanation of the story out of the way. I do use micron pens to ink. I know they're the ones that everyone uses. Whether or not they're the best ones, I don't know. I had to buy them for art class, and then I just got used to using them and decided to keep buying them. If there's a better brand out there, let me know and I'll try them. Test them out and see what's up. For this whole piece, I used a 0.2, I think. I also had 0.8 and a 0.1. I'm saying point in the wrong place. A 0.8 and a 0.1 off to the side, and I was gonna use, but I got into kind of a groove with the 0.2, so I just kept going with it. I think, yeah, this is when I decided to do hatching all over Crit's jacket coat, and then almost immediately I regretted it. It hurt my hand quite a bit.
Oh, Morty. Why did you do this to yourself?
I avoided the sleeve pretty much the whole time because I didn't know how the hatching would look on the sleeve because it's crossing over his body if that was just going to make it blend in. And then it was hurting my hand and it was taking an eternity. Seriously, you guys, this took for freaking ever. It took like... Yeah. So, but finally I got it finished. And here I go. I'm gonna maybe do it on the sleeve. Yes, no, yes, no, yes. Just do it. Just do it. Do it. There I go. And I have no idea if if it worked. It kind of blends in a little bit. I did try to do some cross hatching to do some shading. I don't know how well that turned out. But hey, that's what Inktober is about, is experimenting with different inking ways of inking to find your inking style. I have words that I say with my mouth and they make good sense. And yes, you should listen to them happily. So the reason that I wanted to color in Death's coat with a hatching instead of just coloring it in black as one might think Death's coat would be solid black is because I wanted to make Hallie completely filled in black because she is, and Death's coat actually, when I draw him in color, is purple because purple is his favorite color. And I didn't want to have too many solid black areas because I wanted to experiment with different types of hatching and stuff. And so I opted to do the hatching. I don't know if I don't think I'm going to do the same kind of hatching on his coat for the whole month because my hand will fall off and I will be very sad. But it was a good experience. I kind of like it, I guess. I think it kind of makes him look like he's a bit furry, which doesn't make a lot of sense. So maybe I could do that kind of hatching on Hallie at some point. But Italian Greyhounds aren't really fuzzy or hairy either. They're nearly hairless. Nearly hairless? How can you be nearly hairless? Like this. And then for the border around, I definitely messed up like a big idiot and I was so mad and I screamed to the heavens, and then I decided to just roll with it and complete the border. I thought maybe I could fix it, and then I tried to fix it freehand without my ruler, which was really stupid, and it just kept getting worse, and I decided to give up on it, and that later on I would go in and kind of mess up the border on purpose so that it didn't look like it was an accident and that I meant to do it. So I took but before I did that, I put some scratch shading, scribble shading on Deirdre. I was trying to figure out how to do her dress because her dress is, I think it's gray. I have to look back at my reference. I think it's like a gray lavender color. So I didn't know how to do it, and I didn't want to do another hatching next to all the hatching, and then it would just look like a big mess. So I left it white. Later on I did go in and I scribbled it in. I don't think I recorded it. But I did go back in and fill it in, and you'll see that at the end when I show the finished scanned image. And then here I am going back in and trying to mess up the border intentionally, but not make it look intentional so much. Yeah. And then I was done. Okay, so I did it. Huzzah! I haven't missed an Inktober day so far. So I rather like how this turned out. Not quite sure about the hatching on Kritanta's jacket coat. I'm gonna try different kinds of hatching and shading and stuff throughout this whole experience, or throughout this whole month, so that won't stay the same. Pretty much the only thing that's going to stay the same is Hallie is always going to be just flat black. I don't think I'm ever going to do a type of hatching. Maybe I will. Maybe one time I'll do hatching on Hallie. But I guess I will burn that bridge when I get to it. Cross that bridge when I get to it? I will swim underneath that bridge when I come upon it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you liked my video, then hit that like button. And if you enjoyed our trip together, then maybe become a permanent passenger on board my ship and hit that subscribe button. Make sure to also, if you like my art, then check out my other websites. I am on Tumblr and DeviantArt and sometimes Instagram, but not that much. I hope you have a fantastic rest of this spooky month, and feel free to move about the cabin.